Hi everyone, welcome to the video series on the subject Introduction to Web Technology, and today's topic is Client-Server Model for Web Technology. Now, as we are studying what Client-Server Model for Web Technology, so very main components in any internet-based communication or transactions are the web browsers, which are called as client, and web servers, which are nothing but the server. The very important terms in the concept of client-server model is client and server. Let's understand the meaning of client. A client is a program that runs on the local machine requesting service from the server. A client program is a finite program, means that the service started by the user and terminates when the service is completed. Okay, so basically what is the meaning of client over here? We can say a client is nothing but the individual computer in the network which are used or which are capable of sending the request to the web server, right? The one who sends the request is what? Client. Now, what is a server? A server is a program that runs on the remote machine providing services to the clients. When the client requests for a service, then the server opens the door for the incoming request. But it never initiates the service. A server program is an infinite program, means that when it starts, it runs infinitely unless the problem arises. The server waits for the incoming request from the clients. When the request arrives at the server, then it responds to the request. So basically, what is the meaning of server? We can say the server is the individual computer in the network. We can say it is having the higher capabilities as compared to the client, which is going to serve the request of the client by responding to the request that is generated from the client. And we say here, server never initiates the service. Server will never initiate the service. Since first the client must request, then only server is going to respond, right? And we can say client here terminates when the service is completed, but server never terminates. It is active all the time. As when don't know when the client is going to request, that's why it needs to be active on the internet. Whenever the request come from the client, the server must be active to respond to the client's request. Okay, now this is what this is how the client and server model will look. Simple example over here, you can see one PC, I'm telling this as the client, and the another PC, I'm telling it as the server. They are communicating via internet, okay? They are communicating via internet. So here, a client and server networking model is a model in which computers such as servers provide the network services to the other computers such as clients to perform a user-based task. This model is known as client-server networking model. The application program using the client-server model should follow the given below strategies. Let's see the strategies. Here, an application program is known as a client program running on the local machine that requests for a service from an application program known as a server program running on the remote machine. Client is going to request, server is going to respond. A client program runs only when it requests for a service from the server, while the server program runs all time as it does not know when its service is required. A server provides a service for many clients, not just for a single client. Therefore, we can say that client-server follows the many-to-one relationship. Many-to-one relationship means what? Many clients can use the service of one server. That's why here it is telling what many clients are going to use the service of one server. That's why it is many-to-one relationship. Okay. Now, services are required frequently, and many users have a specified client-server application program. For example, the client-server application program allows the user to access the files, send email, and so on. If the services are most customized, then we should have one generic application program that allows the user to access the services available on the remote computer. So this is what the client server model, where the client is requesting for certain web pages to the server from the server, and server is what which is active all the time. Whenever the request comes from the client, it is going to respond to the request provided by the client. Okay, so this is how the entire client-server model is going to work. And remember one thing over here, the entire process of communication between the browser and the server is done with the help of Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Okay, that means what, the browser sends an HTTP request, then the server sends an HTTP response, and then the communication between them ends. Okay, so which protocol is used for the communication between browser and the server is nothing but Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Thank you for watching this video.